Tonight, it's the final of Celebrity Treasure Island.
They might have won the battle, but the war's not over.
4 famous faces.
Ahoy there! We're doing a telly show.
Who will, within hours, become 2.
Both of them are going to be really formidable, really tough competition.
There's more pain than they can bear to think about.
I don't know how much harder they can make it than that.
That hurts. That hurts.
That was my limit, over my limit today.
No food.
Can't be chicken? Oh, not really.
No fun.
Oh, your nose is bleeding. It's just immense pressure and immense pain.
Just the relentless pursuit of buried treasure.
Here it is, Stace.
It doesn't look like the other team's there, eh? Let's go.
Because tonight, just one of them will take home $20,000 for Youthline.
Thank you so much!
In the final of Celebrity Treasure Island.
I have to say, I want to go till the end.
Quietly confident that, be it me or Frank, we will take the prize for the South team.
There is no feeling more devastating than to have come through sheer hell on Treasure Island, to have made it all the way to the end, only to see the big prize go to someone else. Tonight, there'll be another devastated loser and jubilant winner, and just who will come down to 4 people. And they are, in the South Camp, All Black great Frank Bunce, who may look like a tough guy, but nothing could have prepared him for this adventure.
I just don't have the stamina to do the long haul stuff.
Next to him is builder and co-host of TV2's My House, My Castle, John Cox, a man who's shown enough bush skills to qualify him for the SAS.
You don't know what's going to happen, so you could never be over-prepared.
On the north side is the only woman left on the island. That's television and radio host Stacey Daniels, who is undoubtedly the queen of clue solving.
It is nerve-wracking to get this close and know that there's still a big chance that you won't find the ultimate prize.
Lining up beside Stacey is another builder, Handy Andy Dye from the makeover TV series Might Attend Changing Rooms. A man who won't be beaten no matter what.
My plan is just don't stop. Just go hard the whole day until I find that treasure.
So those 4 will take on the final battle, and not surprisingly, it will be a bloody one, because now they can kiss goodbye to all that teamwork. Tonight, it's an individual race, because there is only one winner on Celebrity Treasure Island.
Watch out for the text question in tonight's Celebrity Treasure Island and be in to win a trip for 6 to a Treasure Island with D-Juice and Telecom Mobile.
In less than 2 days, this island will once again be uninhabited. Left behind will be just the remnants of those who once lived here, of makeshift huts which once held 7 and now hold 2.
We did our best to make this place look like some sort of home, but, you know, without the time and without the proper tools, it's pretty hard to make a silk purse out of a tree.
Well, we built that camp for 7 people. Now there's only 2 of us. I don't know why we slept so close last night. Maybe we're just missing everyone else, but I don't know if that was Coxie's foot I felt in my sleeping bag. No, I won't even go there.
Some days it'd be nice just to get up, go for a swim, just relax and have a fish or something like that. But no, every day there's a message in a bottle waiting for us. Found a bottle.
There is no time to stand around clue solving. They'll decipher the code on the run. This is, after all, the most important challenge they've faced.
Anchors away off Western Beach, but just one prize, one within, is within your reach. Dive deep to find a key to choose. Select the wrong one and you lose.
The clue reads, it's anchors away on Western Beach, but just one prize is within your reach. Dive deep to find a key to choose, select the wrong one, and you lose.
And Frank's a great bloke. We're getting on like a house on fire, and he's a legend, you know, he's an All Black, one of the best ever. Hard man to beat, but, you know, it's got to be one or the other, so may the best man win.
Coxie and Frank have 3 pieces of the treasure map won by South Camp. Their rivals have 4 pieces, but there are still 2 missing. They now know that one of those missing pieces is underwater. That will put Frank at a disadvantage.
While I can swim, I just don't have the stamina to do the long haul stuff, and so I do struggle a bit in that.
You got it?
Yeah.
With your skill and talent and beauty and my brawn, we can do anything.
Huge brawn.
Stacey is the only female left on the island, but she knows she's very strong when it comes to solving the clues.
I think I've got to rate my chances against Andy because, I mean, we've come this far. Surely it's been pretty close at different times, so I think it's really just who's up for it at the elimination. I think coming up against Frank or Coxie, it's a big call. It's a whole lot of testosterone. Well, let's staunch it out today. Girl power!
The teams are chasing the same clue, the same piece of the treasure map. But it's not an easy road around the shore. The rugged rocks make their journey slow going, and to trip could be lethal.
Nah, not that way. No, just go back around.
Look, it's just here.
I'm not going to fit through there, I'm too fat. Far too fat to get through there.
No, you're skinny, Andy, though. You've lost weight.
Oh yeah, you're right, I've lost weight.
I was just keen to charge right on through, you know, slippery rocks or whatever. I was there. My mate Andy was a little bit more cautious, but I just thought that the most direct way is the best way.
Frank and Coxie are masters at taking the direct route even when it's the hardest, and that grim determination has got them to the western shore well ahead of their rivals.
There she be, Frank.
200 metres offshore there is an anchored raft with a chest on it.
Dive deep to find a key to choose. Select the wrong one and you lose. So we don't need to get the raft, we just need to dive below it and get a key.
But what awaits them under that raft is still unknown. They're well aware this challenge could expose their one weakness.
Well, Frank's not a real strong swimmer, but she's kind of surprised because being a keen sportsman and that, you think he'd be all-rounded. I wasn't worried about him at all, though, because, you know, it's Frank. He's going to make it whatever he does. But I looked up and I saw the others coming around the rocks, and Stacey was leading, which is no surprise. But that made us just like push on a little bit further, a little bit harder.
There's a locked box on the raft. To open it, they must choose one of two keys that are tied to the anchor rope deep down on the ocean floor. Only one key will open the lock.
Because the ocean is so clear out there and you can see the sand just looking through the water, you know, you can't really judge the depth. And because everything under the ocean looks bigger than it actually is, especially when you've got a mask on, it looked closer. But on the first dive, it wasn't close at all. And she's a long way down. When I got to the bottom, my ear on the side was just ready to blow. It was just immense pressure and immense pain. Ears just popping. You can't get past that pain, and your eyes don't start working properly. They're not actually coherent to look at what you're looking for. They're just like everything's going, oh, just get me to the top.
When a person free dives, the water pressure doubles in the first 20 metres. Without countering this by equalising or popping their ears, they can suffer immense pain.
Do you want me to go, Foxy? Yeah, I'll give it a go.
For Frank, this is terrifying. He's not confident in the water anyway, and now he has to free dive. Unless he can get that key, they're trapped on the raft without a hope of finding the next piece of the map.
It's pretty brave of Frank. He could see the pain I was in when I was diving down there. So he took the anchor rope down, which was a pretty good option, we thought, but as it turns out, the easy option isn't always the best option.
But I went down there and, gee, I probably didn't even get halfway before it all started closing in, so that sort of forced me back up. Nah,
Both men have tried, both have failed. Time is running out because Andy and Stacey are closing in. So Coxie and Frank have the early lead, but unless they can work out a way of getting that key, their opponents can swim straight in and take it from them. If there is no gain without pain, then these four celebrities are certainly finding that out on Treasure Island.
You got to ask yourself sometimes, what are we doing this for? Thrashing our bodies and taking ourselves to near exhaustion with virtually no food?
Oh, your nose is bleeding, mate. No, that's because I can't equalise, brother.
Honestly, that one really tested me. I was in such pain. It was so hard. The pain in my ear was just unbearable.
Keep watching tonight's show and answer this question to be in to win a trip for 6 to a Treasure Island with D-Juice and Telecom Mobile. Text your answer to 2010.
This box contains the 8th piece of the treasure map that could lead one of our remaining 4 celebrities to $20,000. But in 3 attempts, they have so far failed to retrieve the key to the box from the ocean floor.
You know what I always say? Like a man who never gives up.
It's up to Coxie to again overcome the pain of freediving in one final attempt.
When I went to choose the key, we decided to go for the right one. When I got there, I just grabbed the first one I could see. I was in such pain, it was so hard. The pain in my ear was just unbearable.
Coxie has done it. He has a key, but his lungs are burning.
That hurt. Frank? Yep. Bugger left or right, mate, I took the one I could find.
But the pressure of the dive has burst blood vessels in Coxie's nose.
Oh, your nose is bleeding, mate. No, that's because I can't equalise, brother. But I did my best for us. You're the man.
Now they have a key, but will it open the box?
That's one of the hardest things I've had to do, mate. It's got a key in it. I couldn't do it.
You open up box after box, you know, and you never get used to that feeling of the dread that, oh, I've got the wrong key, or it's going to get the wrong box and won't get anything.
The key fits. Victory is theirs.
Oh, there we go. Treasure map. Flour, probably.
They have food and a piece of the treasure map.
You know, once Coxie got the key, we got that thing open, and that would only been 10 or 15 metres from us when we finally got away from that raft. But they didn't know what we had. We kept it nice and quiet.
Oh, the relief of getting that was just so, it was enormous, you know. There was no way we were going to let the other team know. Just like, play it quiet, play it cool, just cruise it.
That's great, Frank. It's been a pleasure. Shall I swim with a man who's got blood trailing behind him?
The 2 men head back to shore, exhausted, but rapt to have overcome the odds.
Today's challenge was the biggest test for me because it went past the boundary that I know I've got, and I can't beat. On a normal day, I just wouldn't do that, but because I had to, I had to. As Frank says, if it's hard, be hard with it.
He was in pain, and he was under a lot of pressure. I know because I tried it and I couldn't do it, and I know what sort of pain it would have caused him. But he went down again and came up bleeding. Now, that shows real guts and commitment and determination and good fortitude, and I really admire that.
Good stuff.
Oh yeah, we got here.
Good stuff.
North team arrive at the raft to find the locked chest waiting for them.
We'd already seen that Frank and Coxie had taken off and been there, so all we could do was really hope that they hadn't got the right key.
All is not lost, eh?
Yeah.
Because they may have chosen the wrong one, we don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll just have a quick look, see what the key, see if it's one I can see.
Yeah, Annie?
Yeah.
Andy plunges down towards the ocean floor. He may be a former surf lifesaver, but he too struggles with the depth, and the second key still lies beneath.
Man, that is far down.
Yeah. Did your ears hurt?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to give it one more shot.
Yeah.
Okay?
Holding his nose to equalise as he dives, Andy this time makes it all the way to the bottom, but cannot see the second key.
You got to ask yourself sometimes, what are we doing this for? Thrashing our bodies and taking ourselves to near exhaustion with virtually no food?
No?
Oh, God.
My head was screaming, my eyes were like they're punching through my face. I actually dreaded the thought of going back down there. But, you know, I had no choice. It's not as though I could say, well, this is too hard. I don't want to do this. I want to go home.
With no key, there's only one way into the chest.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing in it?
No.
The chest is empty. No food, no map. They've been defeated again.
Don't worry, Gil. Let's go back to camp, eh?
Yeah. We were kind of gutted, but I mean, we got there and we broke that thing open, and that's what you feel like doing sometimes. So I think there was some good stress relief.
If the guys were really bad at diving, we had a chance, but they were good enough, so they got the key and we got absolutely zipped.
The Southern men have taken home the bounty, and for the first time their camp larder is well stocked.
The hoo-hoo grubs, which are yours. And yours. Half a chicken, would that be right? I don't know, see how the fridge is working. Oh, not really, you reckon? Well, if I was starving I'd eat it, but no. Rice, flour, another rice.
More than enough for 2 days, eh?
Oh, easy. Will last 3 days.
But in North Camp, food supplies are not so plentiful. Then Stacey spies something that could change that.
Hey Andy, there's a boat out here. It got visitors.
All right. I reckon they've got stacks of food on there.
They do look like it.
You reckon we get away with it?
You'll go out there.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'll go out and see if they've got some tins or something that they can give us.
You cheeky little monkey.
If there's food out there, I want it, and you do too.
It was mighty cheeky of Andy to go out there. I knew he could pull it off though, so I'm like, sweet as man, if you want to go out there, but I'd be too ashamed to, honestly.
But Andy is not ashamed. He's hungry and he'll swim an ocean span if there might be a meal in it.
Ahoy there! Hello!
Carry on here.
Hello!
Hello.
Where are you from?
England.
England?
Yeah, from where?
Oh, I'm from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And, well, I'm taking part in this telly show and we've run out of food. And I was just wondering if possibly you could lend maybe a couple of tins of spaghetti, baked beans.
Yeah, we'll help you out. You want to come on?
No one ever said we can't hijack a boat that comes along. You know, we're desperate people. And at that stage, we're really hungry.
Well,
Oh, no way!
that's the most important bit.
My goodness, I was hoping for food, but
Better than coconut.
my
milk.
goodness, what have you got in here?
Beetroot.
Beetroot! We've got pickled beetroot.
Olives.
Olives.
For the cocktails.
For the cocktails, I'm sure Stacey will like the olives.
Good on Andy. You're so handy and also charming. You can work those angles. Good on you. Because without that, it was really going to be a struggle for the rest of the afternoon and for the person left.
Hey, Stace! There, thank you.
At South Camp, the cuisine is a little less appetising.
Grubs up.
All right, hoo-hoo, come to the daddy. Remember how we were saying it wasn't actually the food itself or the taste, it was the fact that you had something in your mouth? I don't think this quite cuts it. We didn't mean to go this far, do we?
No,
We'll still
this texture could be in my mouth for the next 2 days, the way it's going.
It's very chewy.
Chewy.
But while the South feast on hoo-hoos, Andy and Stacey are revelling in the generosity of the passing yachties.
We got rice, we got potatoes, we got olives. Do you like olives?
Thank you so much!
We could trade them something. We've got heaps to
What
trade.
would the boys do for a couple of tigers?
You're damn right. We'll work out a plan, eh?
Oh my God.
We'll work out a plan, call a trader meeting, see the looks on their faces. Ha ha!
So the hungry have been fed and watered, and they're putting on a brave face, given that this is the last supper for 2 of the contestants. Less than an hour away is the final elimination, and the final decision of who will go and who will get to stay to fight it out for the grand prize.
It is nerve-wracking to get this close and know that there's still a big chance that you won't find the ultimate prize.
I tell you, it's all on for tomorrow.
Bring it on. I'm ready for it if I'm chosen to do it.
The sound of the trading gong interrupts lunch for the surviving celebrities on Treasure Island.
Come on, trade for us.
What have we got?
I don't know. This late stage, man.
We certainly didn't have a lot to give, although we'd been quite lucky in the last couple of days with the rice and the flour business.
Frank and Coxie haven't even noticed the yacht moored in the bay, let alone what it might have done for their rivals.
Right, this is the last time that you guys will trade. North team, since you called the trader meeting, you may start.
Okay, in the challenge today, we realised that you won the bounty and you scored the map. There is a possibility that you didn't look everywhere.
I know that Coxie and Bunsey are going, what is Andy talking about? We didn't miss anything out there. See, that's what he was doing, a little mind game. He was just playing with them.
Can you afford 1 cup of flour?
We can afford the cup of flour, but I'd have to know what or how much interest the goods that you have hold for us.
If I mention the word, say, beer, what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking, yes.
That was funny, seeing Frank Bunce just going, yes, 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 I'll trade anything for the beer.
I'm interested. I need a little bit more.
I was just about screaming at Frank. Just give them everything, Frank. Give them everything. Just give us the beers. Give them all our food, everything. You know, I could taste those beers.
Okay, for 1 cup of flour, half a cup of rice, we will trade you 1 onion, 1 tin of olives, and 2 cans of beer.
That's a good, yep, acceptable. More than acceptable.
That's more than acceptable?
Yes.
Your 2 cans of lager, 1 onion, and 1 can of pipped olives.
We've got, you've got the rice in here and the flour, and as a sign of goodwill and appreciation of your gesture, we've brought you back the hoo-hoo grubs.
Cute there, wasn't it? Giving me hoo-hoo grubs. The man that couldn't even keep one down, covered in tomato sauce. Do you think they were happy with that?
Well done. I think that they would have done basically anything to get hold of those little treats.
Did you see Frankie's face?
And Coxie going, yeah. I don't get it.
But as the sun begins to set over Treasure Island, there will be little time for merriment, for 2 more treasure hunters are about to be sent home.
You two guys, it's time to pack your bags and meet down at the elimination shelter. It's the last elimination. You've got 5 minutes.
Oh, what about dinner?
If only we had some 2-minute meals. I think I'm more see it through to the end now. I'm a lot more comfortable here. You know, you've set yourself up and you know the island, and, you know, I'm quite prepared to go through to the end.
Quietly confident that tomorrow, be it me or Frank, we will take the prize for the South team. We're prepared, fully prepared.
I seriously would have to back myself against one of the boys down at the South tomorrow. I think they've got strengths, but I think I've got strengths as well, and it would be a hell of a day.
It is nerve-wracking to get this close and know that there's still a big chance that you won't find the ultimate prize. I have to say, I want to go till the end.
This is the last time these 4 will stand together on this beach. In a few minutes, 2 more will leave these shores, and the final 2 contestants will be revealed. The final elimination is a computer test of your knowledge of Treasure Island. You know the rules, no speaking during the test, and the loser must leave immediately. Good luck to you all, you may start.
Well, after coming this far, of course I really want to win it. And every member of the North team has said, look, come on, someone in our team has to win it. So, you know, a little bit of pressure there.
It doesn't really worry me whether it's Andy or Stacey, but you know, I've learned well of good people how to move around in the bush now, and maybe Andy's not been as lucky.
Well, Frankie, he's proved himself many a times over for the All Blacks, so I mean, when it comes down to it, he will deliver. And Coxie, well, he's determined as ever, and he'd probably survive out here for a couple of years by himself. So both of them are going to be really formidable, really tough competition.
The only person I really want to go up against is Andy, because that makes it builder versus builder, guy versus guy. You know, bring it on.
The boat is ready and waiting to take the 2 losers home.
Andy from the north, Frank from the south.
It is decided. Andy and Frank will go. Stacey and Coxie will battle it out for the grand prize.
Pleasure.
I was devastated. I wanted that big time. You know, you don't go through everything just to lose it at the last post. I was pretty upset.
Full of a knucker.
full of them out.
You know, every time someone goes, it's a little bit sad, a little bit sadder, a little bit sadder. When Frank finally was the last to go, it was probably the saddest moment of losing the people, you know. It was me just left to do the deed by himself.
Go on, I'm going to get my bag. North. Yeah. Stacey's going to do it tough against Coxie. I mean, she is excellent at solving the clues. Coxie is the original Castaway success story, isn't he? And that treasure, well, it's really anyone's in the end. Just nail it tomorrow.
I promise I'll try my hardest.
Win it for the North.
Yeah.
See you, sweetie.
Okay, see ya. From what I've seen of Coxie around the island, I mean, he's a pretty formidable opponent. He's pretty much the man. He's got all those little gadgets and he's pretty much bush boy. So I'm just trying to look for any little weakness in his shield and maybe it might be clue solving. I'm hoping.
It will be a lonely last night in their camps for the two remaining treasure hunters, and the enormity of the task ahead is beginning to dawn on them.
Oh my gosh. I am really doing this. I am doing this all by myself. Yes. Putting my hat on. It's my business hat. And I'm doing this.
Even the South's ultimate bushman is unsure what lies in wait.
I've climbed trees, I've climbed mountains, I've waded through ponds, I've swum, but today was the hardest, and if it's going to get harder, then I don't know how much harder they can make it than that. Not for me anyway, that was my limit, over my limit today.
So it's Stacey from the north up against Coxie from the south in the final clash for the $20,000 in buried treasure. Will Stacey's clue-solving strength see her through to the prize, or will Coxie's bush skills give him the edge? Only one person will take the honours, and we're about to find out who struggles and who survives.
I walked backwards and forwards and round in circles of it. Yeah, I started getting depressed and I started thinking, ooh, she's coming. Worried whether she's got it or not.
Starting to make progress because the buoy will give me the depth at which I should dig to get this treasure.
The final day dawns for the two remaining treasure hunters, but it hasn't been the best night's sleep in South Camp.
Feeling a little bit lethargic once you first get up here because you have such an uncomfortable night's sleep. Back's a bit sore, shoulders. So just have a bit of breakfast, get loosened up, go for a little bit of a swim, have a wash.
And as the new day will bring new challenges, Coxie's made sure he's well prepared.
Machete, knife with a sheath I've made, and metal detector, decent length of rope, and 4 pieces of treasure map. I'm sorted.
But if Coxie thinks he's prepared, Stacey is one step ahead when it comes to putting together the treasure map.
This is what I have on the map already, written in charcoal. Remember this piece of cardboard? This is what we got our chocolate cake on, so it's a beautiful piece of wood. So I've written out what I have, so hopefully I can just fill in the gaps if I need to write it down.
Between them, the contenders have 8 pieces of the treasure map. There is one still missing. The sound of the gong means the waiting is finally over. The treasure hunters are summoned to the beach for the last time. Behind me on the board is the last piece of the treasure map. When I walk away, you will assemble your pieces alongside it, and the secret location of the treasure will be revealed to you. There are 3 reference points on the map. You must travel to all 3 to find the treasure. As in the past, no communication between you, and there can only be one winner. Good luck. The 9th piece of the map, the only missing piece, is revealed. As the pair assemble the final clue on the board, Coxie realises he's already made his first mistake.
I hadn't actually brought any paper along and I hadn't really thought how I could write this down. I saw Stacey writing down furiously what the clues were. So I took the Mahedi and thought, I'll scratch it on there with a nail, and it seemed to work pretty well.
As all the pieces are put together, the way to the treasure becomes clear. The wrecked ship's wheel still lies on shore. To tell you where to begin this chore, to find how far you need to reach, there's skeleton boulders on Southwest Beach. Distance apart ×5 tells where, and buoy and pond gives depth to dig there. Which way from wheel is pointed by coffin. That's 380 northwest from hole with water in. Now that you have all you need to know, which way, how far, how deep, now go.
Which way, how far, how deep, now go.
The starting point is the ship's wheel on the main beach. The distance between two skeletons on the southwest shore ×5 gives the distance to pace from that wheel. Which direction to pace in is indicated by an arrow on Coffin Rock on top of the island. And in the pond, also on top of the island, they'll find a buoy which indicates how deep to dig to find the treasure.
First thing I'm going to do is go up to the pond, because that's going to take a lot of energy and I probably want to swim after that. And I'll be closer to the water after that. My strategy was to get the hardest things out of the way first. I mean, we know that it's quite a full-on hike up to the pond, so I thought I'd get that out of the way first and hopefully it was downhill from there. Got to keep to the beaten track. This isn't looking very beaten, is it?
Stacey heads into the dense scrub on her way to the hilltop pond, and Coxie has finally got on his way to the southwest shore.
I thought the quickest way was to do the hardest thing first, which was look on the rocks, and then work my way back over the hill, down again. And I'm looking for a skeleton boulder, but I have not found one yet.
But it's not going according to plan.
Because I know where the other two clues are, and I thought this would be the hardest one, I thought I'll be able to take a bit more time on it. So I'm taking a bit too much time, though, I think, because by now, if I was on the top, I probably would have had the other two.
But it's Stacey who's not only on top, but already at the pond.
Starting to make progress. There is a buoy in this stinky, smelly pond, and of course, that's what I'd have to do, go in there and get it. Because the buoy will give me the depth at which I should dig to get this treasure. 20 grand, yep. This is quite hard to open. I don't think I have to open it. I think I've to suss out some other way how it's giving me the depth. Could even be as long as this. The piece of rope tied to the buoy in the pond totally did my head in, because I was thinking, well, what? Is it the rope, or is it between the two ties, or is it the rope and the chain? And I was thinking that's quite a long way to dig. So yeah, what a fantastic start.
I know that for a fact is due south. I know for a fact that from there to there is to the western point. And I've already covered the whole thing. I just can't have seen it. It's well hidden, this one. It's well hidden. Stacey, to get where she's got to, has to be pretty bright, pretty clever. You know, the questions are hard and the clues are hard to solve, and that's my weak point, and I reckon that's probably her strong point. So I may be fitter and I may be quicker, but I may not get there first because I may not solve the clues. Usually the clues have been quite stand out. This one's quite hidden, well hidden. I walked backwards and forwards and round in circles of it. And yeah, I started getting depressed and I started thinking, ooh, she's coming. She'll be on me in a minute.
Stacey is indeed already down the hill. What Coxie doesn't realise is that she's made a mistake by heading to the lagoon.
She's moving at quite a pace and doesn't look like she's looking for anything, so I'm worried whether she's got it or not.
I just had no idea whether I was in the right direction or not. So that was the hardest part, just going around those rocks and just thinking I'm just not getting anywhere, and Coxie's getting miles ahead.
He's not miles ahead, but he's found the first part of the clue.
There it is! To find a clue is jubilation. That's just like, yes! There's one here, there's skeleton boulders. It's not all the skeletons, there's some more skeletons somewhere. It's on another boulder. Once I'd finally found the other one, I measured the distance using my poking stick, which I thought was more accurate than stepping it because it was on rocks. So I laid it, and I got 8 times, which gave me 5 times 8, which was 40 lengths of my stick. But I'm going to keep walking, make it look like I'm still looking, and then find a path up to get me up to the top of the hill for the pond.
Ah, there it is. Yay! There's the skeleton. You can tell because it's white and it's got bones in it, but I saw Coxie around here, so he's definitely got this one as well. It's just not a very good feeling when you are searching for something so desperately, and hello, it's just been there the whole time. So basically, I just started getting a bit desperate, I just thought this is going to be the worst ending ever. I'm just absolutely getting hammered by this guy. Okay, now I need to pace it out from here to the other skeleton, multiply that by 5, and that's the distance from the wheel. So, we man 1.
Over this terrain, Stacey will need to be deadly accurate with her pacing. Any error will mean she'll be digging for treasure in the wrong place.
So 45. Hole with water in it, hole with water.
With 2 of the 3 clues under her belt, Stacey must now figure out the hole with water in, but she is stumped.
Sounds like a pond, but I don't get it. I'm feeling like quite a failure at the moment. It's not clicking for me. 380.
I know all the tracks over the island now pretty well, so I thought I'd probably have that over Stacey. If you asked me the way to the pond from any direction, I could tell you that. No trouble.
Somehow this boy is going to tell me how deep to dig. The depth in the pond was given to us on a rope on the end of a buoy, and it had 2 bits of cloth tied to it, so that was the measurement. So I just put it on my arm, fingertip to here, and it came to about here. And so I knew when I got here, if I measured that onto my staff, I'd know how deep the treasure was.
It's 2 clues down for Coxie and just 1 to go before the final race for the treasure.
The next part is 380 from the hole with water in. Well, the pond and the hole with water in I think is the same thing. I may be wrong, but it's the first guess I'm taking. And it's northwest, and I know that's a long track northwest. And you can at least get 380 paces straight on that, because we've done 664 and we've done 720. So I'm going to more or less pace it out from here. 380 paces.
It's a long walk in the hot sun, but there's no rest for these treasure hunters. Unless you're stuck for where to go next.
Hole with water in it. It's not the lagoon, because I can't see anything in the lagoons, and it would be obvious, I know that by now. So it must be that pond. As much as my legs would like to dispute it, it must be 380 degrees northwest from there. So, whew, we're going back up that hill.
So Stacey is uncharacteristically stumped by the clue. They are beginning to realise just how much they really did rely on their teammates and just how hard it will be to win that $20,000.
I just knew that I had to run, so I couldn't get all fancy about where my directions were going to be.
I need a wheel, a ship's wheel. It's too hard.
Celebrity builder John Cox already knows how deep to dig and how far to go from the start point to find the chest full of money buried somewhere on Treasure Island. He has 2 out of 3 key directions and is well on his way to solving the 3rd.
From the pond I had to pace 380 paces northwest, which I've done before.
He's found the coffin-shaped rock with an arrow pointing north.
Pointing north, due north. I had all the information I needed. I had a distance, I had a compass heading, and I had a depth. And all I needed was the ship's wheel.
Coxie is confident, but a very determined Stacey is hot on his tail.
I went to the 664 turn-off. I've been counting back to get to 380, and I'm up to 350.
Stacey is standing right on the coffin rock. She just doesn't realise it.
Oh my God, it's right under my foot. It's north that way, so all I need to remember is towards my camp. So I'm going to go down that route that I already know. It's a beaten path, and it'll come right down to my camp. I can grab a shovel. By that time, I just knew that I had to run to even be in with a chance, so I couldn't get all fancy about where my directions were going to be.
North Camp's Hope hits the beach running and grabs a paddle from her camp to dig with. But the South's Coxie is already on the beach with victory in his sights. The buried ship's wheel is the final link. From here, it will be a combination of good luck and accurate measurements. He measures 40 rod lengths in a northerly direction as Stacey arrives on the main beach.
When I saw him, he was standing like this, must have been doing some compass thing, and I thought he was going yay, and my heart just sank. So to see that he wasn't, it was good, because then I could go trying to do my paces. There it is, there's ship's wheel. Okay, so from here I've got to go 45 paces out this way. That's north, and big boy steps. So
I sort of started a grid search using the metal detector that I'd made up last night. It's just a stick that was going to prod through the sand to find the right sort of shape and size and sound.
This is what I measured out as 45 steps in the direction that was pointed, which is north. I don't really like my chances. Oh, it's quite hard when Action Man is over there with his little tool. That was a very sensible, awesome idea, and I just thought, I just want to make a respectable looking hole. I want to make a fist of it because I was a bit lost. I had a shocker. I started doubting my measurements. I started doubting basically everything that I'd done that day.
I'll just tie a little knot on my thing at the depth I think it should be. And then, if I prod any deeper than that, then I'm too deep. So if I hit something at that depth, then I know I'm in the money. It may have looked a little bit like a police search or something, but it was the best way I could think of without digging holes all over the beach.
I was just really knackered, but I just thought I have to keep on trying. I have to make an effort, and I have to hope against hope that maybe if I dig a little bit further, I'm going to hear that amazing thump that we both want to hear.
You know, I was doing it methodical, and I thought if I do it this way and keep going, I'm bound to strike it because I had the measurements pretty accurate, I had my north point pretty accurate. Everything was there, you know, and I knew how deep it was.
Going as far down as the buoy was to the pond, and it was that far. Is that right?
They are two very different people with two very different methods of finding this treasure. Only one will hear that thud of metal on wood.
I'm hitting some pretty good thuds here. I think it's bouncing back at me, so it's the top of the treasure chest. I think I've found it. I think I've found it. When I struck it with the pole, I felt, yeah, this is it. The rush just came to the top of the head and it was pretty light-headed.
I heard the thud. I knew that he'd found it, and I just thought he deserves it.
After many long, arduous days on the island, Coxie has done it. He's found the treasure.
I thought I'd be incredibly gutted, but I can't be, because Coxie deserved that totally. It didn't come down to luck, it came down to skill, and he is bushman. The pole, the rope, the compass, the direction, I mean, I'm up against Rambo. What do you expect? I wanted to win it for Northside and for Youthline, but it's going there anyway. Coxie, you deserve that.
Thank you, Stace.
Awesome, you are bushman.
Good effort today, mate. There she be.
There you go, Coxie. Woo! Look at that, the real stuff. Lots of love to Youthline.
$20,000, kindly donated by GlaxoSmithKline, will go to the charity Youthline.
Let's put it on a raft and sail it home.
Yeah, man, I want an upper body workout. Coxie's in the house.
Anyone who looks at this and thinks it's been an easy road is totally wrong. You know, we've been starved. I've been put through the ringer, really, running up and down hills in the hot sun, carrying cannons. It's all been hard work, and it's taught me a little bit more teamwork. It's taught me respect of other people, and I think I'll go out of here a better person. So when I get home finally to my wife and kids, you know, it's all been worth it for me, and I think they'll reap another benefit too, because, you know, I'll be a better person.